No, I'm not mocking you. It's Mocking with You, the podcast that settles the debates once and for all with your host, Lil B, and the hater.
Hello and welcome to the Mocking with You podcast. We got a special mid-season Powerless and Power Rankings as we want to catch up and look at what we did earlier at the year before the season started. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and talk some college football. We're going to talk about two big games this weekend. And we're going to go ahead and start with the SEC. And we're going to talk about Missouri surprising team at 7-1 going to the back-to-back national championships home, the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
They're not number one, are they?
That's why I did it. That's why I was about to say number one, but I was like, first of all, I got to go on a little rant. Let's talk about, I don't understand the college football committee. Ohio State, they're saying Ohio State has one of the better, strongest records or strongest schedules. When I look at Ohio State's schedule, I don't know why they're saying they have this strong schedule. I don't know where they're getting this rankings. They played two teams like everybody else, but they're talking about how Ohio State has this unbelievable.
They played Notre Dame. They beat Notre Dame barely.
Yeah, they beat everybody barely. They don't have they do not pass the eye test anywhere. This is they
don't beat Penn State. I guess that what I said in the group chat a couple days ago, I said that, it's all going to work out if it plays Michigan, and we'll find out who the number one team is.
Yeah,
Georgia is the number one team in the nation, and they have done nothing but win all year, and they're back-to-back national championship winners.
Michigan has looked better. I don't care I know Michigan has this whole sign stealing thing, but there's more and more news coming out now. They're sounding it sounds like Ryan Day's brother's involved in this whole fiasco, so it might tangle in Ohio State here. So who knows what's going on with the stealing? But Michigan looks like a better team than Ohio State. And of course, the only people you can't talk to about Ohio State is Ohio State fans. There's no reason Ohio State should be number one. The committee, the football world, does everything to protect the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I hope I hope the God Rutgers somehow beats them this weekekend and puts them back on their ass. But we're going to talk about something.
Hopeful if we want, but yeah. What are we doing?
We got Missouri at Georgia. Until I don't know when Georgia's going to lose again. I don't think it's this Missouri team. This Missouri team only has one loss. They've beat a couple of good teams. They're in the top 15 of the college football.
And that one loss was against LSU. Ugh.
And then they almost beat LSU too. It's not like they lost to LSU.
No, that's why I'm like, that was like they could have won that game, but
this Georgia team is just, even without Brock Bowers, they played the best football they had all year long on offense. So I'm going to stick with the Ed from Ed and Eddie quarterback, Carson Beck or whatever his name is, because that's who he looks like, is Ed from Ed and Eddie. And I'm going to say Georgia wins this game.
You know what? I'm going to take Missouri in the upset. Then we don't have to worry about Ohio State being number one because Georgia lost. So.
Yeah,
but then
you're just making. If Georgia lost, there goes the SEC, because I don't know who in the SEC can compete anymore if Georgia loses.
Bama's got two losses, right?
No, Bama only has one. Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see, but let's go ahead and move to the big one. I believe this is where game day's at, and this is Washington at USC. You have, I don't know what's going on with your team here. I don't know what's going on with Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams these last couple of weeks has definitely hurt.
We have no defense. They have no defense.
It's not even. I understand that USC doesn't have defense. I'm not blaming the losses on USC on Caleb Williams because it's a team sport. But Caleb Williams has not been playing his best football over these last 3 or 4 weeks.
It does look like it does look like pressing a bit. Pressing. He's pressing too much, and he's making boneheaded mistakes, honestly.
Yeah.
He's got a terrible ball. But Washington, on the other hand, has looked like they're bound to get the last couple weeks here. They barely won last week.
I was going to say, yeah, Washington has been giving their Washington fan base, heart attacks back-to-back weeks. I mean, this could hurt. This could be a game-breaking game for Penix. This could be his Heisman game. If Penix can go out and show out and do big things and beat USC, this could
moment here.
This could be his Heisman moment. So be curious to see what Penix does. I'm going to go USC. I think because I just think Washington hasn't played their best football. They've been struggling. They look like they're on the verge of a loss. And I think USC's – I don't see USC losing 3 games this year. I think USC at home can find a way. It's not going to be a pretty game, but I think it's going to be a last-second touchdown or field goal. Like, I'm even going to say a score of – it's going to be an ugly score because both these defenses aren't fantastic. They allow points to be put up. So I'm going to say like a 42-45, 42-49 type of score.
That's not ugly. That's awesome. Everybody loves points.
Yeah,
I would do like 9-6 at like an Iowa score.
Exactly.
All right, this is USC. They're at home. They got the momentum. I really think that Washington's trying to upset and Caleb Williams needs to get that on track. And I think the USC 48-45. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
We're
kind of in the same boat. It's going to be a high-scoring game. But let's move on. Let's talk about some college or some NFL football. And let's talk about the first game of the weekend. And that's because it's an early game out in Frankfurt, Germany. And we're going to talk about Kansas City versus the Miami Dolphins. I don't know who they're –
Not that.
Yeah, I know Packers is the first one, but they're technically it's the first game on the clock. So this should be an actually good overseas game. This is like one that you actually want to wake up and go watch, early Sunday morning game. I hope to God freaking Patrick Mahomes is healthy after the little flu he had last week because that performance against the Denver Broncos last week was pretty ugly. But Miami's playing their best ball right now. So I'm going to go ahead.
You got both teams that play higher on the ranking player.
Yeah, very much so. And I can't see Kansas City losing back to back. I can't. I'll be shocked. I think Kansas City's going to come and play it out. Mama Kelsey is going to be at this game, so I think Taylor Swift somehow is going to make an appearance, and we all know how.
We don't question this. We don't question this. The whole folks will want to know
if Taylor
Swift going to be there. If Taylor Swift's not there, for some reason they're in the league.
Travis Kelsey doesn't put up 100 yards.
Yeah.
So
by the way, Lenny Lance, I'm sick of Taylor Swift, and I'm sick of the Taylor Swifties, and I'm sick of all of it. I hope they break up so we can that a real football.
Okay, can I make my pick now, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go Kansas City, and I'm gonna take it as a Goods game, and I'm gonna take 35-28.
Oh no, high scoring game, huh? Man,
What are you going?
Okay, I'm going Miami, and I'm gonna say 31-21.
Oh wow, you got a 10-point loss for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Woo!
I like it. All right, now we'll get to go talk about the game of the week. Of course, you got the visiting Los Angeles Rams versus my Green Bay Packers. It sounds like Matthew Stafford might not play.
What?
The Packers have allowed only put up 9 points in the first half and allowed 74 in the first half over the last 7 games or 6 games. The Packers offense is horrible right now, and I'm not even blaming Love. I think Love is actually playing solid ball. It's just that his offensive line is bad, not protecting anybody. And then last week, I think somebody counted 12, 11 drops or something for the Packers wide receivers. I mean, Love is playing with rookies and second-year veteran, and then Aaron Jones.
Now, I think I cleared that stat that Jordan Love has the second most blocks.
Yeah.
As a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, so everybody's like, Packer fans, listen to this, Chris. Packer fans are calling for Sean Clifford to be the starting quarterback of Green Bay. That's how stupid Packer fans are being right now. They're saying Love is playing bad. It's Love has made mistakes. He's still I understand that he's a veteran because he's been in the league for 4 years, but he's only now started 7 games. You're not allowed to have rookie games. You're not allowed to have growing pains, unfortunately, in this NFL anymore.
Well, he hasn't had a mid-season type game where he's going full pick.
Exactly. I know he's thrown a pick. I know he's thrown a pick in the last 5 games straight, but this last week against the Vikings, the wide receiver had it in his hands, and the defender ripped it out, and it fell down. It was running down the defender's body, and he caught it at his waist. It was just the luck of the draw, interception. It wasn't it was a perfect throw, but the wide receiver dropped it. So, but saying all that, the Packers offense, I don't trust. Until I see something different, I'm not picking the Packers. I'm at the point now after trading Rasul Douglas, we don't have the secondary. I love the trade of Rasul Douglas. I'll say that right now. I love it. Great trade deadline. We should have done a trade line special because it was a great trade deadline. I do love trading Rasul Douglas for a 3rd-round pick. I think that's asinine value for a practice. We signed him at the practice squad 2 years ago off the Arizona Cardinals. So love that to get a 3rd-round pick for him.
From who again?
What's that?
From who?
Rasul Douglas. We traded Rasul Douglas to the Buffalo Bills for a 3rd-round pick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I'm all about that pick. I don't care what people say. I mean, yeah, he was a locker room leader, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Rasul. Thank you for everything for the last 2.5 years, but your value was fantastic for the Packers, and it saves us $7 million in cap space or 6.5, whatever. A lot of cap space, with that move. But I got the Rams winning. After all saying that, we don't have until our defense is playing like ass. Joe Barry's a horrible defensive coordinator, and so is Matt LaFleur as the head coach. I got the Rams winning. Ugly, 21-10 score. It's not going to be pretty by the Pack. I don't care if Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, no. Is Matthew Stafford out?
It's questionable. He's questionable right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Give me the Packers. If Matthew Stafford's not playing, then I'm picking Packers. I don't even know who the backup of the Rams
are.
I
was about to say I don't know who they have as the backup, but that's how little faith I have in the Packers defense. I'd have no faith in this Packers defense. I have no faith in this Packers team. I have nothing to this Packers player. We're gonna get outcoached. Sean McVay is gonna outcoach Matt LaFleur so bad that I'm picking the coaching staff over the players.
Yeah, absolutely disgustingly ugly.
Don't start these players if you don't have to start.
The war of attrition. By the way, I have to start this in Watson. I had no choice. But I'm thinking I've dropped 13-9.
I have dropped Watson. I have abandoned Watson.
13-9.
I don't blame. Yeah, I would not be shocked at all.
All right, Chargers Jets.
Chargers Jets. Chargers Herbert. I don't know. Herbert's been playing good ball. I understand. I just made a trade, by the way, in a dynasty, a 12 or a 16 team league. 9 keeper. It's technically a dynasty, but you only keep 9 players. And I just traded Trey McBride to my brother for Quentin Johnson. I had TJ Hawkinson.
That's like crap, man.
Well, I have TJ Hawkinson and I have Dante Kincaid. So I had Trey McBride as this. He needed a tight end. Trey McBride scored 40 points last week because of like 3 touchdowns, like a touchdown and 10 receptions, 100 and something yards or whatever. Like Kincaid or
What?
McBride went off last week. If you didn't know that,
McBride
went off. McBride had like 2 touchdowns, 100 yards, and 10 receptions or some craziness.
How did I not see that?
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I have him in the league. I have him in the league somewhere. One of my leagues. Man.
With all the injuries to the offense, I think Johnson's finally going to start seeing the balls. That's all that was about.
They tried getting on the ball last week.
This is an ugly game. Like, I'm sorry. You guys are hurt all over on the offense. The Jets have a good defense, and the Jets' offense is god awful. So this is another ugly game. And I got this like a 14-10, 17-10 score. This is going to be ugly, and I'm going to pick the Jets because it's just a Jets defense.
Yeah, I am really more, and don't forget, it's Monday Night Football. The Pelicans play their worst. No, they play their best until the fourth quarter on Monday Night Football. So, then the Jets 10-13 with the last second field goal at the end.
Yep.
Somehow
the Jets are going to make it.
Again.
Jets are going to stay in playoff contention until Aaron Rodgers can play. And I don't know if you saw this little hint, a little tidbit dropped today. Did you see Aaron Rodgers dropped a little picture today of a clock saying countdown started or something on it, and it had the clock at 12 and the date on the bottom. Yeah, it's a thing out there. I can go dig up and find it, but it literally had like the hand pointing at 12 o'clock, and the date in the bottom right corner says 28, and that's a game day. 12/28 is when it's Thursday Night Football, and the Jets are playing like the Bills or something like that. So or the Browns. It's the Browns. He's calling his comeback for like December 28th.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's like really early on that injury.
I just saw Kirk Cousins had his surgery and he's in a cast, like full all the way up to the knee, ankle, like knee cast, and fucking Rodgers is walking around.
He's like in the hospital, and like Rodgers was like, like that thing.
Yeah. Well, it should be interesting, but let's go ahead. Let's get it moving. And let's talk about our powerless rankings. But before we do that, let's go ahead and let's look at our powerless rankings at the beginning of the year to see what the difference is going to be. So at the beginning of the year, we had the Arizona Cardinals, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Colts, the Rams, the Falcons, the Texans, the Saints, the Bears, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Browns, the Titans, the Vikings, and the Packers in the top. So let's go ahead with that, and let's move it. I still have pick 15, and I think it's obvious and I'm going to say it right now because they are probably the worst team, even though this team just got their first W. I'm going to say the Chicago Bears at this time generally are the worst team in the NFL. What do you think there, Chris?
Really?
Yeah.
I do think the put that here. Put that. I didn't have enough solution, but mostly I saw some hope. But
the only I say this because Fields is not back.
Awful. You know what though? But I'm thinking Arizona play with some hope.
Arizona's about to get their franchise quarterback.
Arizona Cardinals here though.
Yeah.
That's just me.
You know,
DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins made Kyler Murray better than he was.
Yeah.
But we're about to find out.
Yeah, it's going to be curious to see what they do there. I'm curious if they're going to run. It's all curious about Arizona, but the Chicago Bears too. We don't think Fields is the answer. Did you see the Montez Sweat interview when he got traded there? How non-committed he was to Chicago. Like the freaking Ryan Poles.
What are they doing? Ryan Poles again was the dumbest move I've ever seen.
Ryan Poles might be the worst GM.
He might be worse than his predecessor.
Yeah, like he is bad. He makes the worst trades.
And that was part of the new.
Yeah.
That's part of the new.
Yeah. But yeah. So saying all that, so we got the Bears and Cardinals. I think this team is fair to call here. They just got their first W, but the quarterback and Bryce Young has started to find his comfort level, his sea legs in the NFL. Frank Wright giving up the play calling definitely seems like the right call for this offense. So I'm going to say right here, this is a good spot for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I don't think that my thing about the Carolina Panthers is at least they have some hope.
Yeah,
they got Bryce Young. But they took me worse. They took me the New England Patriots.
You're going to put the Patriots here?
Dead. No, I mean, I can't believe I'm putting the Patriots here. I can't believe if you would have told me this 5 years ago, I would have been like, you're crazy. No way. But Matt Jones is not the answer. They have no right, and now Matt Jones, they have no right to
I think
you're not helping him.
Or I think New England. I think there's teams that you're forgetting about that should be in front of New England. There's two teams.
The defense is worthy of being hired.
Yes, there's two teams.
About them.
New England Patriots.
I think the next team that I have. Go ahead.
Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers should be in front of the New England Patriots.
Go ahead.
The Green Bay Packers should be in front of the New England Patriots here, or the bottom, however you want to say this. The Packers have not played. They haven't played a complete game since week 1 against the Bears.
No.
What's that?
The Packers are a young team.
They play, but they're a young team that
that right now. That's learning.
All right, I don't care. So, Montavious Adams, a draft pick by us, is with I forget who he's on. I think it's the Patriots. He is killing it. We drafted him in the 4th round. He is one of the best defensive tackles on his team and one of the best defensive tackles statistically this year in the league. Packers drafted him, couldn't do anything with him. Jaron Reed. We had Jaron Reed on this team last year. He sucked for us. He was never as good as he was with all the other times. No, hold on. He was never good with us like he was with Kansas City and Seattle. Guess what? He's back in Seattle destroying it again this year. Oh, want to keep it going? Let's talk about we also have Van Winkle, who's down in Miami. He's having a career down there and being a very good getting to the quarterback. Packers couldn't do anything with him. It's a nonstop onslaught of all these players that we have drafted that are not or brought in for defense that are having career years or back to their great selves on defense at other teams because of the Packers scheme and Packer coaching and the Packer everything is god awful. And the Packers don't want to make changes. And what pisses me off, because now you just started a whole fucking thing, is Bryden Gutekunst, when he got the job as general manager 4 or 5 years ago, said he understands the responsibility that was being given to him and that he has an obligation to the fans / owners to the team that he has to do for us. And then this motherfucker on his one time a year midseason press conference says he doesn't care about the fans. Fuck you, Brian Gutekunst. It's time to get your ass out the door. If you forget about who put you there, it's time to get you out of there. And the culture needs to change in Green Bay. And until it doesn't, the Packers are a bottom 5 team. I know we got them in the bottom 5, but they definitely should be probably in the bottom 4.
They're in the bottom 5. They're in the bottom 5. They're on the bottom 5. Oh, well. I had one team ahead of them in the bottom 5. Sorry. But my number 2 team is still here. And that's putting the New York Giants. How in the team that was in the playoffs last year looked so absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, they look bad. There's no doubt about it. We all know Daniel Jones should have never got that contract.
Okay.
That was the dumbest thing by that team. Like that was so stupid. They should have franchise tagged Daniel Jones.
I will say this.
They should have franchise tagged Daniel Jones just to see, instead of giving him a multi-year $45 million contract or whatever it was, and then find a way to give Saquon Barkley a contract, which they ended up doing. Like, it was so stupid to give that money to Daniel Jones. So stupid.
Well, they gave that money to that guy, but they probably did it to the guy that, I was very skeptical about in Thibodeau, and he looked really good. He looked good last year, and he looked even better this year. Thibodeau is absolutely...
I don't like Thibodeau. He's a dirty player. I don't care for Thibodeau. He was a dirty player in college.
I don't care. There's always going to be a dirty player, but he's still performing. He's still putting up them stats.
I don't care. I don't like Thibodeau. I get what you're saying. I understand. So we're gonna keep moving. We had him a little lower. We had, I think, I can't remember what we said him, but I think it's a good play for him. His quarterback has kind of rejuvenated himself. He's still not a great quarterback, but he's having himself a better year at Tampa Bay, and I'm going to put Tampa Bay here at the next spot.
I got 2 teams ahead of them. Well, actually, no. I got Tampa Bay in the top 5.
Well,
the top 5 of the Powerless Rankings, not top 5.
I got you. I know what you meant.
Well, that's okay. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you had a shot at taking a shot at your best friend that you love so much in Bombadil. But the Washington Commanders were utterly lost. And Mount Edward. Did they play some?
They traded Chase Young to the Niners, and every Packer fan was pissed off that the Packers didn't give up a 3rd-round draft pick for Chase Young, a.k.a. a guy who's only played in 34 career games, 4 years in the NFL, 34 games, and has 14 career sacks. Yeah, I want to give up a 3rd-round draft pick for a guy with 14 career sacks in 34 games. He averages
what's that amount of more than...
It's a sack every 4.5 games.
0.5 sacks or like...
It's a sack every 4.5 games. Yes. He's the next Javion Clowney. He's a overhyped.
Point on that one's bad.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. The Commanders. I'm shocked because this next team. Great segue. So the Washington Commanders are obviously sellers at the trade deadline. They traded away Sweat and Young. So obviously sellers. They're trying to get draft picks. And yet they didn't fire their head coach, Ron Rivera. That definitely should be fired. But this team did fire their head coach after winning a couple games back-to-back. And that's the Las Vegas Raiders. They fired their offensive coordinator and their head coach, and Josh McDaniels.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to.
By the way, no, that's on the list, but I just think that, I don't know, it looked both bad, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? Ralph McDaniel is never going to be a head coach again. And Allen could have never been a head coach again.
No.
At least we thought that he might have grown up a bit. But he's still the same guy.
He's not a good head coach, but he's a great offensive coordinator. He's a great offensive coordinator. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. You couldn't know that at the one of the best coordinators in the league, just like North Turner.
Yeah,
and
there's
honestly,
nothing wrong with
North
that.
Turner's a better head coach than him.
Yeah, nothing wrong with people try to make these coordinators into great coaches. Ron Rivera is a great defensive coordinator. Stop trying to make him. He's an average head coach. Time to stop giving him all these chances. Let him go back to being what they're going to be great at.
No, somebody from the job. My colors don't do it. Don't tell me with it.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Sorry, I lost my list. Okay. Man, I'm trying to figure out. This is a hard one. The Minute Tennessee Titans. Even though they got Will Levis. They got Will Levis, and he looked all right.
He looked awful last night. He did not look good last night. He looked like it. I mean,
No, he did not.
I loved it. It was ridiculous. I understand he had a great coming out party. He had 4 touchdowns, blah, blah, blah. And there were so many people in our group chat and on Twitter literally taking a victory lap on having Will Levis as quarterback 1 or quarterback 2. After one game, people are taking a victory lap on a rookie quarterback. That is the stupidest thing you could do. And then he comes out and just bombs. He looks better than Ryan Tannehill. Doesn't say much because
no, he's not. No, you know what? He looks good for a rookie. And that's a really good defense, and he did a lot. The defensive player of the year could be potentially. So
no, they'll find a way to give it back to Aaron Donald. That's for damn sure. They'll find a way to give it Aaron Donald.
No, I thought that he looked good, but the defense. What are they doing? Byron, they traded Byron from nothing. That was insane to me. And that, like, the defense is awful. They got Dylan Simmons, and that's it.
Yeah, the whole Kevin Byard for chips, that trade made absolutely no sense. I don't know how the league still allows Howie Roseman to rip them off like he does. Like, it makes no sense to me.
Howie Roseman is like, I know you want this trade, yeah? Okay. Like, then I mind quit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous when Howie Roseman rips off the league.
You want this trade.
I'm gonna rip you off, and you're gonna like it. I'm gonna give you one of my worst players for your best player in a late round.
And I'm gonna like it.
It's ridiculous.
Who was it that they got?
They got Terrell Edmonds, the safety of Tremaine, or is it Tremaine? Tremaine Edwards.
Edmonds.
Yeah, there's 3 Edmonds in the league. The running back, they're all brothers from Virginia Tech, and I forget who's who. But yeah, that was horrible. This
absolutely loaded.
So I'm going to put them here. We had them really low. We laughed at them because we really thought their roster was bad. But this head coach has been amazing for them. They hit on their quarterback in the first round, and they're fighting everybody. They really have never been out of a game. And I'm taking the Houston Texans here.
I'm not gonna lie, I had them higher.
I was debating it. I thought about giving them, but I feel like this is a good spot for them right now.
2 spots higher, or lower, or whatever. No, I have that number.
I mean, CJ Stroud is probably the rookie of the year on offense.
Yeah, offensive rookie of the year, but sure.
And then I don't know. I mean, Ryan's. I could argue that Ryan's head coach of the year. I could argue that DeMarco Ryans should be head coach of the year.
That Ryan,
I really could.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
I feel like
I know we had them lower. I think we had them like the second or third worst team. So to have them almost right in the middle, I feel like that's a big jump up for them.
But I'm surprised you didn't take a shot at another team that you absolutely love, in the Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons might be too high. Let's be honest. The Falcons might probably be
Why wouldn't you put the Houston Texans ahead of them? I don't know, but okay.
Yeah. I maybe
my
messed up
hand
there.
here. I cannot let the Falcons go any higher or lower level.
Yeah, I mean, they finally made the
You know
right
what?
decision and bench freaking Desmond Ritter.
I really what I Arthur Smith. I just want to explain to Arthur Smith. Like, if you call on the players, or if you deciding who goes in the game or what the game plan is designed around, because I think that the game plan is designed around let's not get the stars the ball. Because
Yeah.
you got Yukon, you got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Patterson, you got all these stars or cooking stars, and then they get the front bomb.
Yeah, let's keep throwing it to Mac Hollins over Drake London.
Matt Mullins! Look, in Drake London, I put them so high!
Yeah, like I don't know what to think about. I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't, and that's fine. Win games, but you're not winning games. And
I
you have
mean,
the
they're in
talent.
first place. They're in
Yeah.
first place, but that whole division is absolutely ass.
And we knew that division was going to be ass going into the season. All right. Sorry to do this to you, but I think this is the perfect time for it. No, there's a new team. They're not the worst team in their own city, so I'm going to take the Los Angeles. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams.
But those close to take your favorite team ever.
What's that?
I thought you were going to pick your favorite team that you love, your favorite punching bag.
No, not yet. I was going to take your Chargers, but the Rams are worse than the Chargers right now.
Oh, the Chargers are up and up. You know, I picked the Jets.
Yeah, I'm going to say you just picked the Jets, and you're going to try to say that they're up and up.
They're up and up. Well, they're up and up. Like, if I picked the Jets, that means I want the Chargers to win. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well, we have a team. We need to say a team. We really need to say a team right now. I didn't even realize that we haven't taken them yet.
Oh, wait a minute.
How did?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah, we're talking about the Vikings.
No, the Vikings need to be higher. The Colt. There's another team. There's two teams right now that would need to be on this list, and how we haven't said one is beyond me. Who are you taking?
I might have them on my the power rating. Then that one close.
That's not. Oh God.
They're in the middle. I don't think that they're not good enough to be in the middle.
Oh God.
I think they really exceeded expectations, to be honest. I don't know what the expectations were in Indianapolis, but they exceeded expectations for losing.
Well, all I'll say is Shane Steichen is actually a pretty decent head coach. Shane Steichen is coaching injured team and doing pretty well with them. But the team that should probably be ahead of them or behind them, I understand they just beat the Chiefs, but let's be honest, the Denver Broncos have been awful, and the Denver Broncos probably should have been a little lower on this list. So so again, before we move on to our power rankings.
What the Denver Broncos?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we had the Chicago Bears as the 32nd worst, with the Cardinals 31st, the Panthers the 30th, the Patriots the 29th, the Packers at 28th, the Giants at 27, The Buccaneers at 26, the Commanders at 25, the Raiders at 24, the Titans at 23, the Texans at 22, the Falcons at 21, the Rams at 20, the Colts at 19, and the Broncos at 18.
Yeah, no,
So
the Broncos are just that team that are like, I don't know. I think it's going to do well.
Yeah. So before we move
Go ahead.
Yeah, before we move on to our power rankings, our preseason power rankings, we had the Steelers as number 15.
God, it's so high.
Yeah, the Seahawks at 14, the Giants at 13. Mighty fall for them. The Dallas Cowboys at 12, the Lions at 11, the Ravens at 10, the Chargers at 9, the Jaguars at 8, the Dolphins at 7, the Jets. The only reason the Jets were so high is because Aaron Rodgers is losing them. The Bills at 5, the Niners 4, Bengals 3, Philadelphia Eagles 2, and the Chiefs as 1. So let's go ahead and jump in to our power rankings.
I think we didn't do that bad except the Bengals.
Yeah. So go ahead, Hater. You got number 15 right now.
Let me put in the power rankings. There we go. Oh, by the way, the reason why I didn't have Denver, I was missing 2 teams on my list. Okay, so I've been forced to take a team that little hints. And I'm taking the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, they should be a Twilight team. You're just making freak. You're just trying to get on the Saints fans in our chat, trying to put them in the top 15.
I don't know. I mean, I'm putting it in the bottom, but I really like them.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
It's not bad.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take your Los Angeles Chargers here.
Oh, you not enough, huh?
They have the quarterback. They have the quarterback.
Yeah, they do have a quarterback. I think that's my thing with the Saints. The Saints have a quarterback.
Yeah, and he's been bad.
Whereas the team that I think is not in the major rankings does not have a quarterback. Or he's unimpressive. Man, this is hard.
Yeah, this is where it's getting hard.
This is the middle. Yeah, like yeah.
Oh, I think they're a little. I get it.
Yeah.
It's trying to put those Twilight teams. I think you should have had them higher. God, I don't know.
I don't know. It's not Zach Wilson. They can't go any higher.
No, I get it.
They had Aaron Rodgers. They did higher.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with this team. I'm going to go with this team because this team has a great defense, but their offense can't figure anything out, and they've had a massive injury to that offense earlier in the year. And I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns because Deshaun Watson has been god-awful. He's been missing games. P.J. Walker and DTR have been playing. But the defense is good, but the quarterback is bad. So I'm going to put the Cleveland Browns here.
That's okay. I have Cleveland at 13, so that's not bad.
You could have put them at 13, but you put the Jets at 13. Make that make sense.
I like the Jets more than I like Deshaun Watson. Then there's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah,
I don't think they're ready to be higher than the list. I hadn't seen more from the offense, but they're on the up and up.
They're definitely figuring shit out. That's for sure.
That run game going, man.
Beating the Niners was a big W for them.
Oh yeah, no, that had a hold with them.
All right, so we're in the top 10. I don't think this team is higher than a top 10 team, but they won again last night, so I'm going to put them on this list, and I think this is a good spot for them because I don't think they're not a contender in any sorts. And I'm going to say any teams past the top 10 are contenders.
No, Twilight Zone, no.
No, I'm putting Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers at 10.
No.
I will never sleep on Michael Tomlin. I will never sleep on Tomlin. They won again. They're 5-3. They deserve to be here. They find ways to win games.
They're the most disgusting 5-3 in the league. The most disgusting 5-3. The Ravens are higher than them.
We have an agreement on one Twilight team. I don't know who the other Twilight team is. We're both avoiding one team like the plague. So I'm gonna be curious on who that second Twilight team is gonna be because I have no idea who it is right now. You put it in my other Twilight team really screwed me up. So you putting the Saints in was my Twilight team. So I put. I really don't know who our second Twilight team is.
Really. I knew they would be in Twilight Zone. I'm thinking about this here, and I'm like, okay, I cannot put them in. You know what? I got to put San Francisco right here. I don't know what
the Jets should have been the other Twilight team. You really.
You know what? They should have been. But San Francisco, I don't know what they are anymore. But they get a lot of help from their new.
No, they're not. Shut up. They're not going to get any help from that guy.
Chase Young, Nick Bosa? That's a good matchup.
They have Randy Gregory, who already is going to be playing more than freaking Chase Young. Shut the fuck up.
This isn't treating that like a hot and line game, bro.
I promise you, like Chase Young won't have more than 3 or 4 sacks with the Niners the rest of the year. I'll be shocked if he has 4.
Here we go. Over under 4 sacks.
Under. You'll have 4 sacks.
No.
3.5.
Under 3.5.
I would say under.
I'll say up to 3.5.
All right.
No. What you said, 2.5?
I said 3.5.
Yeah. That's not bad. 3.5? Oh, that's working it.
I know.
You put every other game in a sack?
This is where it's tough. I'm going to put the Buffalo Bills at 8. They're a team that's struggling. Since they beat the Miami Dolphins ugly.
They seem like they're catching fire.
You know who they could use in that offense right now is Zach Moss. I mean, Zach Moss has been killing it. They traded him to go with James Cook, and then they go and sign Leonard Fournette. Zach Moss. They I don't know what the Bills are doing there, but I know Zach Moss is last year.
Isn't Zach Moss on the Colts now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Zach Moss is the second leading rusher in the NFL right now, behind CMC.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
the type of year we're having in the NFL. Zach Moss is second in rushing yards.
Yeah, what? Yeah, it's crazy. All right, it's my turn.
Yeah.
What number was that? 7. This is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
This
right,
defense is so good.
can we
And it might be over the Lamar Jackson.
I have been on fire the last over like 48 hours because of Lamar Jackson. Like Ben Kurt just said Lamar Jackson is balling out. I even said something weeks ago, and you then text me the next day and said you're right. Like Lamar does not look like Lamar. Lamar is not MVP Lamar at all, even near MVP. Yeah, okay, he's averaging 200 yards. He's averaging 20 more yards a game of passing. Woohoo! And his accuracy is up because they're throwing dink and dunk passes.
You know what? I think the problem is he's going to find what he is to us, and so the fact that he's not running like he was,
but that's what Lamar is.
He's giving us, but he's giving us exactly what we wanted him to do, which was pass more and
you're not letting me finish before you cut me off,
he's not as exciting.
You keep cutting me off every time I get right into the middle of my argument. Lamar, yes, I understand Lamar is passing it, and it's what we wanted from Lamar. But to say he's balling out with like 1,400 or 1,600 yards passing, 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, that's not balling it out. Like he's had one big game against the Baltimore Ravens or the Detroit Lions. He's had one big game. Half of his stats come from one game. So don't sit here and say that Lamar Jackson is balling out and having this career year where he's not. His legs that define him and make him a playmaker and that made him a difference maker are not what they were 4 years ago. Understand his passing game is a little bit better, and that's what we wanted from Lamar, and it's good to see that he's worked on it, but he's still not a great passer. I understand his accuracy is up to 70% right now, but it's not like his deep ball is any better. It's not like he's making amazing throws throughout. All I'm saying is to say he's balling out is ridiculous. He's not MVP Lamar.
Yeah,
nowhere near MVP Lamar level that he was 5 years ago when he won that.
Yeah, I think we would have to compare his passing or his stats to like Herbert or Burrow. It wouldn't put him in the passing category. We wouldn't have to compare him to Josh Allen or Justin Herbert.
Josh Allen is the one that you want to compare it to because Josh Allen is a runner that can throw the football.
So let's bring up Josh Allen's stat up. Is it my turn?
No, it's my turn.
Oh, no, it's well, I'm looking up Josh Allen's stat.
My next pick is going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
When you make your pick.
Dallas Cowboys are my next pick. Like, I understand that they're playing some of their best ball right now. Their offense is still trying to figure it out. Like, I understand they have a big week this last week, but that defense. And again, that's the whole problem right now. We just talked about Josh McDaniels being a great offensive coordinator and that he should never get another head coaching job again. He's a great offensive coordinator, and that's what he is. Everybody. I can't say this enough. I can't repeat it enough. I can't make you think it enough. Dan Quinn is a great defensive coordinator. He is not a good head coach. Stop trying to make Dan Quinn another head coach. Leave him be at defensive coordinator. Hopefully Dan Quinn, he turned down jobs for back-to-back years. Maybe he knows he's not a head coach again and maybe he doesn't want to go there route again. But Dan Quinn is stay there as a defensive coordinator. He's not a great head coach. So stop trying to make him, again, another head coach. We know what he is. He's not going to be a great head coach. Leave him be as a defensive coordinator. The Dallas Cowboys are living probably more off of Dan Quinn's defense than Mike McCarthy as a head coach. That's the truth. Like, and everybody's probably going to argue, well, if he's doing so good for the defense, should he be the head coach? No, he's being successful because he can run the defense that he wants to run that makes him so fucking great. Stop trying to make him back to head coach. Leave him be. I'm assuming Chris has got enough time to get our Josh Allen stats. If not, I could have probably got him faster.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Josh Allen has
I'll try to get
2,165 yards passing. He has 17 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. He's been sacked 12 times. He is completing 71.7% of his passes. He's averaging
71. Wow.
Yes. So Josh Allen, 221.65 passing yards, 71.7 completion, 270 yards a game with 17 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That's Josh Allen. Oh, good point. I didn't look at his rushing. Hold on. I backed out really quick because I was jumping over to Lamar. He has 189 rushing. So he's definitely he's only rushed it 36 times, averaging 5.3 rushing. So he's definitely backed off on the rushing, but he is second in his team with rushing.
Winning the ball.
Yeah, and then let's talk about Lamar. Lamar, 8 games. He is completing 70.5. 17, he's 400 yards less in passing. He has 1767. His yards a game are 220. So he's 50 yards less a game in passing. He has 9 touchdowns. So he has 9 touchdowns less than Josh and 3 interceptions. He has 5 less than Lamar, but Lamar is starting at 227. And Lamar has been sacked more. So Lamar,
yeah,
that's going to be the difference. Lamar has 380. He's averaging 5.1 in rushing, which I'm curious where that average is. I feel like that's a very low average for Lamar. I know 5.1 is good, but for a quarterback who gets to choose when he runs the ball, I feel like that's really low for Lamar. Lamar's career average for rushing is 6 point. Yeah, Lamar's average is 6.0 yards an attempt. So he's averaging
almost a yard left.
Yeah, and his career high is 6.96 and 6.8, which was last year. So that's my point. He looks different running the ball. He's almost at his career low is his rookie year at 4.7. He's almost at his career low of rushing the ball. That's what I see on tape. He's not running the same.
What? So he's not balling out in quote passing, but he's not balling out compared to Josh Allen and others.
No, that's my point. Like, if you want, like, I understand.
I'm glad that he's getting better as a passer, but like I still want Lamar. I mean, I understand he hit the hurt on him, but I like the Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar and Josh Allen's throwing at 286 to Lamar's 227. Josh Allen has thrown it 59 more times and stats are way better. I understand 59 is not crazy amount, and they both play 8 games. Like, I'm just saying.
That's like almost a game and a quarter.
Yeah, like.
So, it depends on offense, but yeah,
those passing yards, like, saying all that. So you can argue because Josh Allen has only ran it 36 times compared to Lamar Jackson's. Hold on, sorry. Lamar 74. So really there it is, 36 to 74. That's 40 times. So there, 19, there's 40 passing attempts taken away because of Lamar's legs, which is what Lamar is. So really, if you start throwing everything in there, they have the same amount of chances. Lamar's just choosing to run it more. All right, let's get back in there. We bitched and moaned, and we've said our concerns. I bitched and moaned.
We went on another Lamar tangent.
Yeah. I'm just saying, stop saying Lamar is balling out. He's not balling out. 9 touchdowns isn't balling out.
Oh, man. No,
freaking Jordan Love has 9 touchdowns. Why aren't people saying Jordan Love is balling out?
Not a winning team.
Fair enough. All right, number 5. Who's our top 5?
Oh, man. That's the point line. In the middle, they got the ball by the Linden.
But they came back and beat the Raiders, and they beat the Raiders pretty well.
Oh yeah, they handed them. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah, they came back and redeemed themselves after the embarrassing loss. So
that was interesting though. And I think that I don't know if everyone that on schedule, but
you're gonna.
Sometimes.
I really hate doing this. We really screwed up, Chris. We really screwed up the Power 5 because we're gonna leave off a team. I'm gonna have to leave this team off, and they probably should be in the top 10. And I'm gonna leave them here because these other teams need to be in the top 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars here.
Oh no! I was trying to think that might be a Twilight Zone team, honestly.
No, the other team is Jaguars deserve to be there, dude. They have 6 wins. Jaguars are playing like they beat the Steelers, the Saints.
They might be the most quiet win team ever.
That's my point. You can't disrespect the Jaguars.
Oh,
these next 3 should be obvious, to be honest.
Even in my end, Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad that there's one team that's going to be in there, but honestly, they could be the Twilight Zone team.
They could be.
So, yeah.
It's not horrible, but I think we could have done a little bit better with the Twilight teams, is all I'm saying. Obviously, I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs at number 2. We get 2 and 3 power rankings for us on Germany at Sunday at 8 a.m. So, but Kansas City.
Yeah, no, that's really.
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
That was it felt out.
Yeah. And it's obviously, we all know who the number 1 team is.
Yeah, they're 7-1. And they lost to.
The Commanders? Who did they lose to?
Commanders? No, they didn't. Not the Commanders.
The Jets. They lost to the Jets.
The Jets of all teams. Yeah. That's why we put the Jets on the list. Yeah, no, the Eagles. No, about the Eagles. I've never seen a Super Bowl team come out, a Super Bowl losing team come out a loss this Sunday. Not that the Bengals didn't come out Sunday last year, but yeah.
Yeah.
They were unstoppable.
Yeah, so that would then lead to our Twilight Zone teams. And obviously, our number 1 Twilight Zone team is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, they probably should be a little higher, but I don't see them as a contender in any search or way. They probably, I understand some people might argue that they should be higher. And we both agree. We kind of screwed ourselves here. I think we could have done a little bit better. But once you start doing it this way, you kind of lock yourself into, I think that what our biggest mistake was. The Saints should have been a Twilight team. Or the Jets.
No,
the Browns, Jets, Chargers, Saints. Any one of those teams probably should have been the other Twilight team to put in the Philadelphia or the Seattle Seahawks. Those first 4 picks could have been either one of those teams. Obviously, the other team, which I think nobody knows, is going to be the Minnesota Vikings here.
Yeah. The Kirk Cousins was.
Yeah, I mean, and hopefully, I mean, they get Justin comes back after this. Could come back after this week. He's eligible. It's 4 weeks.
The one with Darren Hall at quarterback, didn't they got Dobbs, right?
Yeah, but they're giving Dobbs sometime. It sounds like because Josh Dobbs was only late round swaps. It was like they gave up a 7th. They gave up a 6th and got a 7th in Josh Dobbs. It was just literally swap of late round picks. They're going to see. They're going to get
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs can win them games. That's what's dangerous with them. Josh Dobbs doesn't make them Super Bowl contenders, but Josh Dobbs could then win enough games to put them in a situation to not be able to get a quarterback. if that's the route they want to go.
We all know you love Josh. We all know that's what the Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, so we
Oh,
got Josh
and
Dobbs.
you know what? I was going to say, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just saying, it's just going to be interesting. If you give Josh Dobbs, Jordan Addison, and Justin Jefferson with Madison and Akers looked really good last week against the Packers, which doesn't really say much. But Josh Dobbs' running ability, he can really do enough because these next 4 weeks of the Vikings is the Falcons, the Saints, it's like a really weak 4 weeks. Like it's easily they could win 2 to 3 games in this next 4 weeks.
So what I was gonna say is Josh Dobbs on the new Nick Magic. Well, like Nick Magic just played it around the whole league, man. I really with Josh Dobbs, it felt like it kind of had a home in Arizona, but no,
yeah. The Vikings have the Falcons, the Saints, the Broncos, the Bears, the Raiders the next 5 weeks.
Oh, no, I knew they had to play it there sometime. And, that's a win. There's one win right there. And then
they have to play the Packers.
Win.
So they're going to sweep the Packers.
Oh, there's another win.
Yeah.
So what? They make the wild card.
They can make a wild card and that's the point.
They can win the division.
They're not going to beat the Raiders.
Oh, no, they're not going to win the division.
They haven't played the Lions once yet. They have to play the Lions week 17 and 15. They go Lions, Packers, Lions. Yeah.
That isn't the Sunday night game on the 7th.
It could be. But that's it. That's it for our power rankings.
What do you want to do next? What do you want to do next week?
But we'll talk about that after the pod. We'll bring up an idea. But we appreciate you tuning in to Mocking With You podcast. We hope you have a great weekend and a good weekend of football. It's a great college weekend. Hopefully your teams win. And God bless and see you next weekend.
And stay blessed.
Thank you for listening to the Mocking You podcast. Yours truly, Lil B at Brunelli Sports and the Hater at Supercharged 33.